everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another storm breakdown, okay? Today we're going to be talking about two rounds of storms that are going to bring many impacts starting today, where we have a marginal risk of severe weather across most of the southern portion of Dixie Alley here, okay? Tornado threat for today, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town if you're in that green area, alright? The main tornadic threat will stay to the south of there, which luckily is in the Gulf of Mexico, so it's looking like this will be more of a water spout threat than a tornado threat. We've seen several strong water spouts today, so be careful. Probably don't go on waters. Damaging wind threat, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town if you are in that brown area today. And once again, that threat has mainly stayed out to sea, luckily, but we have seen several gusts approach that 60 mile per hour range just offshore, so look out for that. Hail threat, we do not have a hail threat for today. So moving on to tomorrow, we have another marginal risk for severe weather, this time across most of the state of Florida here. Alright, tornado threat for tomorrow, you have a 2% chance to see a tornado in your town tomorrow if you are in the green area. I think that a tornado is more likely tomorrow than it is today, but again, I'm not too certain on us seeing one. Damaging wind threat, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town if you are in that brown area tomorrow. Hail threat, we do not have a hail threat for tomorrow, alright? So on Sunday, we do not have a severe threat as of right now. This is going to be kind of the short break period in between our two big storms. And then our second big storm will come in here. This one even worse, alright? Where on Monday, we have a slight risk of severe weather for most of southern Dixie Alley once again there, alright? That's a 15% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of any given point in that yellow area, alright? We cannot break down the threats for this because it's so far out. This is a day 4 slight risk. And then even going into Tuesday, we have another slight risk already, a day 5 slight risk that extends from much of central Florida upwards of eastern North Carolina there, okay? So look out for that. It's going to be a pretty few impactful days of severe weather there, alright? GFS model here, alright, we can see our storm really starting to pop off here in portions of southeast Texas and southwestern Louisiana with some heavy snowfall in Kansas as well, right? So we go into this evening, alright, we're going to be looking at that system moving off to the east there, kind of more into Louisiana, southwest Mississippi area, maybe southeastern Arkansas even, and then that storm will move off to the east even more by midnight tonight. We'll also be looking at some heavier snowfall in the Midwest, alright? Keeps moving east, and then eventually will turn into somewhat of a nor'easter system here, bringing heavy snowfall and some thunderstorms to New England. So look out for that for sure. And then we can see our second storm start to pop up here on Monday, right? And we can see that the real severe threat is going to be on Tuesday for our second wave of storms, because we can see these kind of embedded supercells really just pop off here. You can't really see that just by looking at the GFS model like this, but these are definitely going to create some strong, concerning storms. We're also going to have some very heavy snowfall, not only in the Midwest, but also in the deep south and the northeast from this. And then on Wednesday, I'd be shocked if we didn't get a slight risk of severe weather, because Wednesday almost looks like the worst day yet, alright, for this storm. Unfortunately, the next model run just started, so I cannot show you guys the rest of that. Actually, I could, but we saw the two big storms that we wanted to anyway. So let's go ahead and move on to snowfall totals over the next 24 hours. This looks insane. I have not seen this much snow widespread across the United States since I started doing this weather stuff, alright? So by 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, this is how much snow could fall in your area between now and then. And you can see, like, the entirety of the northern half of the country is going to be looking at snowfall, alright? Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, all the way over to the West Coast here. And it's not going to be light snow either, right? It's going to be, some areas are going to be seeing a dusting, but there are a lot of areas that are going to be looking at some heavier snow totals. One of those being in Minnesota here, where we could be looking at over half a foot of snow here in portions of north central Minnesota around the Park Rapids area. So definitely look out for that. Some heavy snow will be possible there. Another area we could be looking at is east central California and west central Nevada there near Carson City and Reno in the mountains, alright? And then we get into like Washington and Idaho. You're also going to be looking at potentially over a foot of snow in some areas. Like in the mountains, mountains, I mean, we're looking at several readings over a foot of snow that could fall between now and 3 p.m. tomorrow. So it's going to be very heavy, all right? Now, the eastern side of the country here, this is the area that's going to be more impacted by the storm system that we've been looking at all video, all right? Some of the harder hit areas will be areas like North Carolina, western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, northern Virginia, eastern West Virginia. Then, I mean, we have a few areas in the Midwest that could see quite a bit of snow. For example, eastern Illinois here, all right, we could be looking at a few inches of snow in that whole area, northwestern Indiana as well. It just kind of depends on where the heavier snowfall totals are going to be. We're not really too sure yet, all right? So finally, watches, warnings, and advisories. This is also an insane map. We've got so many watches, warnings, and advisories in effect right now across the country. Dark blues, those are your winter storm watches, all right? We've got some for areas in Arizona, some in Colorado, some in Utah, some in Nebraska, some in Kansas, all right? Those are the areas that could see some heavy snowfall soon, all right? Now, the winter storm watches are really for our next system that will come in, but for this system, we've already got a huge line of winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in the eastern United States here for this storm that could bring some heavy snowfall over the next few days, all right? So purples, winter weather advisories, pinks, winter storm warnings, all right? It's going to get pretty intense out there. We also have a wind advisory in effect down here for portions of southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi, and then a special marine warning here for a strong thunderstorm just south of Louisiana, all right? So very intense indeed. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay aware, be prepared, especially Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be looking at a big severe threat, so look out for that, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.